The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture present Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson. Also presented by Double Diamond Farm, Gulfstream Park, Journeyman Stud, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, Tampa Bay Downs, Valerie Daly of Showcase Properties, and Woodford Thoroughbreds.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week featuring Kentucky Derby prep races from Turfway Park and Sunland Park with a photo finish in the Grade 3 Spiral Stakes and a 1-2 finish by stablemates in the Grade 3 Sunland Derby. We begin at Laurel Park with the Harrison E. Johnson Memorial Stakes. Mr. Palmer, the 2-1 favorite, Dave Rodman picks up the call.
Ground Transport grinding out at a 1:13 and 2:6 furlong mark, and Mr. Palmer feeling pressure to play catch up now on Ground Transport. Ground Transport turns for home. Ground Transport opens up on Mr. Palmer second. Then Swift Warrior third and Behemoth out in the center of the track. There's a furlong left to go. Ground Transport by 3 from Mr. Palmer, Swift Warrior and Behemoth. Ground Transport's in it for the long haul. Ground Transport and Trevor McCarthy coming home in the Harrison E. Johnson Memorial Stakes. Perfectly ridden on the pace all the way.
Ground Transport by 3 Chimneys Farm stallion Big Brown takes the field gate to wire to defeat Mr. Palmer by 3 1/4 lengths. Trevor McCarthy aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 152 flat. The first stakes victory for Ground Transport, who was coming off a 4th place finish in the Grade 3 Mineshaft Handicap. The 4-year-old colt was bred in Kentucky by River Bend Farm and was a $40,000 Keeneland September yearling. West Point Thoroughbreds, St. Elias Stable, and Get Grounded Stable purchased the winner privately as a 3-year-old. Trained by Michael Stidham, Ground Transport has earned $200,000. Time for the Built Ford Tough Race of the Week, presented by Paul Miller Ford. Built Ford Tough for over 60 years. To Aqueduct for the Grade 3 Excelsior Stakes. The Godolphin Racing entry of Long River and Romanche bet down to 1-5. John Embrial has the call.
Percussion by a long neck over Romanche. Long River and Don Dolce are heads apart, 3rd and 4th, and now they begin the run around the far turn. Romanche now right alongside of Percussion, and the two of them are heads apart for the lead, and Romanche puts his head in front. Percussion down on the inside. Long River is 3rd. Don Dolce up now to 4th, 3 lengths from the lead, 3/4 in 1:12, and they're in the stretch. And Romanche is in front. Long River on the outside. And the favorite entry is 1-2 here as they pass the 8th pole. Long River and Romanche. And the brothers Ortiz will fight it out to the wire. Romanche and Long River, and Romanche wins it.
Romanche and Jose Ortiz defeat entry mate Long River and Arad Ortiz by a neck. The winner under high weight of 123 pounds and 149 flat. Godolphin Racing owns both runners, although Tom Albatrani trains Romanche and Kira McLaughlin conditions Long River. Winner of the Grade 3 Discovery Handicap last fall, Romanche finished last in the Grade 1 Dawn Handicap. The 4-year-old colt by Bernardini was bred in Kentucky by Darley and Lynn Schiff. A $750,000 Saratoga yearling, Romanche has earned $373,000. The Godolphin entry paid $250 to win and is the Malone's Favorite of the Week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com.
Paul Miller Ford F-150. We own mornings, the barn, and the horses. We own the paddock, the farm, and yeah, we own America's best-selling truck. 37 years of truck leadership. Paul Miller Ford F-150, 18990. Point, click, drive. Always open. PaulMillerFord.com.
In this game, there's no room for second best.
To be the best, you need the best. Actistatin Equine. Clinically proven joint protection. 3 U.S. patents and 2 clinical trials prove Actistatin Equine is the most powerful joint formula on the planet. Superior absorption helps your athlete lubricate, strengthen, renew. No other product even comes close. Find your best with Actistatin.
Ask your veterinarian or call for a free consultation. 866-587-7333.
Ashford Stud, home of the champion freshman sire in 2013, Dunkirk, whose progeny earned over $1.1 million, nearly $400,000 clear of his closest rival, with 6 individual stakes horses and 2 graded stakes winners, including Havana, winner of the Champagne Stakes and runner-up in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Dunkirk, the champion freshman sire in 2013, standing for just $15,000 in 2014 at Ashford Stud.
Paul Miller Ford F-250. We own Super Duty, the tailgate, and the trailer. We own Work, the farm, and yeah, we own America's best-selling truck. 37 years of truck leadership. Paul Miller Ford F-250, 26,990. Point, click, drive. Always open. PaulMillerFord.com.
Combining the legacy of Kentucky with the fertile breeding ground of Florida, Woodford Thoroughbreds proudly introduces in 2014 Warfront's best son to stand at stud, multiple graded stakes winner, Sold Out, and juvenile grade 1 winner of the Hopeful Stakes, Currency Swap. Woodford Thoroughbreds, where a new generation of horse racing excellence has begun.
Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish. Florida produced Breeders' Cup Classic winner Mucho Macho Man. Florida is one of the premier breeding regions and training centers in the world. We are a leading prep center for Derby winners and contenders. We boast of premier veterinary research centers and 3 major racetracks. Florida has the largest 2-year-old in training sale in the world, selling horses 6 times annually. Florida is proudly represented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association. Sunny Florida produces champions from start to finish.
Living up at the Downs. Do you like having a great time with your friends and family? Then you will have a great time. Come out to Tampa Bay Downs and you will see Thoroughbred racing, Texas Hold'em tournaments. You gotta know when to fold 'em. Help your golf game at our practice range. You can bet there's so much more. Tampa Bay Downs. Live it up at the Downs.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 2 San Luis Race Stakes just ahead in this segment. But first, sprinting fillies and mares at Gulfstream Park in the Grade 2 Inside Information Stakes. Centrique, the 7-5 favorite. Larry Comas has the call.
5-Star Mama, 3/4 of a length. Wildcat Lily running in second through a 22-2 opening quarter mile. Heart Stealer is third. Racing to the outside of My Pal Chrissy along the rail. Centrique is moving now. She was last, and she is now 5th and moving up outside of horses with 4 lengths to gain. And then it's Zia, and Toasting is at the back. 5-Star Mama continues to lead the way. Went a half mile in 45 seconds flat. And right alongside is Wildcat Lily. Now she pokes her head in front. To the outside of them, Heart Stealers. Centrique is behind horses. So too My Pal Chrissy on the inside. And they're into the stretch, and it's Wildcat Lily. 5-Star Mama fights on. Heart Stealer to the outside. Centrique and My Pal Chrissy final furlong. Heart Stealer and Joel Rosario take off for the wire. A 2-length lead. My Pal Chrissy gaining ground late on the outside, but Heart Stealer has won the inside information.
Heart Stealer by Windstar Farm Stallion Speightstown holds off stablemate My Pal Chrissy by 2 lengths. Joel Rosario aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 122-2. Formerly trained by both Dale Romans and Bob Baffert, Heart Stealer has won 3 of 5 starts for Marty Wolfson, who also trains the runner-up. The 4-year-old filly was bred in Kentucky by Fairlawn Farm and was a $180,000 Keeneland November weanling. A $300,000 Saratoga yearling, Heart Stealer has earned $267,000 for Peachtree Stable. American Produce Records is now available online. Visit brisnet.com/APR for unlimited access to the pedigrees of more than 3 million thoroughbreds for just $275 a year, now including sire stats. To Santa Anita for turf horses in the Grade 2 San Luis Race Stakes. 4-5 favorite Vagabond Shoes was pulled up on the backstretch after suffering catastrophic injuries. Trevor Denman has the call.
They head past the 3/4 pole, and it's fire with fire out here. Still just got an easy lead, not being pressured. Lucayan is in the second spot. Then a gap of 3 lengths back to Tamarain in the pink colours. Now starting to get a little closer as Niagara Falls, and Vagabond Shoes travelling extremely well on the outside. Vagabond Shoes keen to go on, but being restrained at this stage, is now only 5 off the leader. They run to the half mile in the San Luis Rey, and it's still Fire with Fire showing the way. Now Lucayan turns the pressure on. The pace quickens noticeably into the turn. Fire with Fire. Lucayan is right there. Tamarain along the inside. Niagara Falls is in behind that and being pulled up. Here's Vagabond Shoes. Vagabond Shoes was pulled up at the half mile pole. Must have taken a bad step. Victor Espinosa pulled up Vagabond Shoes. They come into the top of the lane now. It's Fire with Fire along the inside. Taken on now by Lucayan in the gold cap. Right in behind those two, we have Niagara Falls and Tamarain. They come for home. Lucayan on the outside. Fire with Fire along the inside. Tamarain hooking off the rail with a late run. Fire with Fire's holding on. Fire with Fire gonna take it. Fire with Fire has taken the San Luis Rey Stakes in a driving finish.
Fire with Fire by Windstar Farm Stallion Distorted Humor takes it by half a length over his stablemate Lucayan. The first stakes victory for Tyler Bays since his return to riding in January. The two-time Keeneland Sells graduate clocked in 2:25 flat. Neil Drysdale trains both the winner and the runner-up. Third in this race last year, Fire with Fire gives Drysdale his 6th win in the San Luis Rey. The 6-year-old gelding was coming off a confidence-building score in the Cotton Fitzsimmons Mile at Turf Paradise. The winner was bred in Kentucky by Patricia Pavlich. The third winner of the race for David Hirensberger, Fire with Fire, has earned $515,000. A $290,000 Keeneland September yearling, the racing prospect was purchased from Windstar Racing for $140,000 at the 2011 Keeneland November sale. The Spendthrift Farm Breed Secure Stallion of the Week is Tisway, one of the fastest milers of all time, and Tisnow's fastest son at stud. Spendthrift's Breed Secure program. If you don't profit, you don't pay.
At the top of the stretch, it's Tisway. Tisway by 4 as they come down to the line. Tisway takes the Met Mile with style. Look at the time. 1:32 and 4. Rail Trip is there. Giant Oak, Flat Out's coming after him. It is Tisway in front, and Tisway was terrific.
Taking the lead. Point of Entry has defeated Animal Kingdom by a length and a half.
Real Solution continues to attack on the outside. A wild finish coming here, and Point of Entry, oh, the classy Point of Entry would not be denied.
Point of Entry, a 5-time Grade 1 winner by Sire of Sires Dynaformer. New for 2014 at Adena Springs.
Share what you love about Florida.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with a photo finish in the Grade 3 Spiral Stakes coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. We begin with fillies at Turfway Park in the Grade 3 Bourbonnette Oaks. Sloan Square, the 2-1 favorite. Mike Battaglia picks up the call.
Into the turn, Sloan Square on the outside. Stormy Novel still there on the rail. Aurelius Bell now gains ground, moves through on the inside in third. Here comes Katie's Eyes circling horses up on the outside as they move for the stretch. Sloan Square, Aurelius Bell. Aurelius Bell now gets the lead. Sloan Square still right there in second. Katie's Eyes is third. It's Aurelius Bell in front of Sloan Square. Then Katie's Eyes, Aurelius Bell, and Channing Hill win by 2. Sloan Square second.
7-2 second choice Aurelius Bell draws off to defeat favored Sloan Square by 2 1/4 lengths. Channing Hill aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 138-4. A first out maiden winner at Keeneland last fall, the Wayne Catalano trainee placed in 3 graded stakes at Gulfstream Park before heading to Turfway. The filly by Lemon Drop Kid was bred in Kentucky by Alexander Groves Matz. It was a $170,000 Keeneland September yearling. Aurelius Bell has earned $176,000 for James F. Miller. Channing Hill with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. Next, the Sunland Park Oaks. Awesome Baby, the 1-2 favorite. Robert Geller has the call.
Awesome Baby out by a length and a half to Empress of Midway as they swing off the far turn. Back in third, Lucky For You is running on. And on the outside, Do You Know What I Mean? And forget George's Peach. But they're all chasing Awesome Baby. And running on in the center is still Empress of Midway. And on the outside, trying is Do You Know What I Mean? Lucky For You on the inside. Awesome Baby down to the quarter. A length in front. On the outside, Empress of Midway. Back in third, Lucky For You. And on the outside, Do You Know What I Mean? As heads turn for home in the Sunland Park Oaks. And Mike Smith and Awesome Baby have never been troubled. Awesome Baby in front. Lucky For You in second. And on the outside is Empress of Midway. But it's Awesome Baby still in front as they go inside the final furlong. And Awesome Baby just has them on a string. Awesome Baby 2.5 clear. And she is so much the best. Awesome Baby will go on and win the Sunland Park Oaks by 3.5 lengths.
Odds-on favorite Awesome Baby by Adena Spring Stallion Awesome Again draws off the score officially by 4 1/4 with a dead heat for place. Mike Smith aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 143-4. The 4th consecutive winner of the Sunland Park Oaks and 6th overall for Bob Baffert. Awesome Baby has won 3 stakes in 3 starts this year. Her last 2 came in graded stakes company at Santa Anita. The filly was bred in Kentucky by Nicholas and Debbie Sibelio and was a $220,000 Keeneland September yearling. Awesome Baby has earned $354,000 for Kaleem Shaw Incorporated.
Equinice, Grade 1 winning cold therapy compression bandages, suited for pre-race and post-race therapy. Draws heat away from the affected surface while cooling the treated area by as much as 15 degrees.
To Oaklawn Park for 3-year-old sprinters in the Gazebo Stakes. Morning line favorite Bougie Moon was scratched, leaving Kendall's Boy as the 5-2 starting choice. Frank Miramati has the call.
Brewing blazes the way past the 3 furlong point with a 2.5 length lead. Spite Song clearly second. Guns Loaded inching up inside of him third. Then comes Condo closing fourth, 6 lengths off the pace. Duncan Bend losing ground steadily. Kendall's Boy moves up outside of him. Big Sugar Soda. Mr. Pollard at the back, Brewing the one to catch. Spite Song chasing, as is Guns Loaded on the inside. They're followed by Condo closing. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. And Brewing is asked to finish the job, and he opens up to lead by 4. Big Sugar Soda on the far outside takes up the chase, but this is a dazzling performance from the son of Maimonides. Brewing, the homebred, gallops.
3-1 second choice Brewing by Windstar Farm Stallion Maimonides rolls to a 3-length victory over Big Sugar Soda. John Court aboard in 110-2. Brewing stepping up to stakes company after breaking his maiden by 4.5 lengths over the track and trip. D. Wayne Lucas trains the winner. Brewing has earned $94,000 for Zayat Stables LLC. Gazebo Stakes winner Brewing was bred in Florida by Zayat Stables. Florida Breds, race 'em or chase 'em. Back to Turfway Park for the Grade 3 Spiral Stakes. California shipper Tamarando, the 2-1 favorite. Mike Battaglia has the call.
First quarter in a quick 22-3. Almost Famous, Solitary Ranger, and Harry's Holiday. Those three duel for the lead. Big Bazinga right there in fourth. Coastline on the outside fifth. We Miss Artie moves up on the outside. All tied up is gaining ground. Will need some room on the rail. Then it's Asserting Bear. Arctic Slope is next. A length back. Tamarando now moves to the outside. He's starting to gain ground. The trailers, Smart Cover, and Poker Player as they move midway on the turn. Harry's Holiday puts ahead in front. Coastline up on the outside is second. Solitary Ranger is dropped back. We Miss Artie moves up. Big Bazinga is right there. And here comes Tamarando in the center of the track. They're into the stretch, and they've got to catch Harry's Holiday and Coastline. Here comes We Miss Artie on the outside. Harry's Holiday, Coastline, We Miss Artie. A late run from Asserting Bear. Harry's Holiday, Coastline, We Miss Artie on the outside. It's a photo.
And let's take another look at that photo finish. It's 15-1 Harry's Holiday on the inside under Rosie Napravnik. 8-1 Coastline and Stuart Elliott challenging between horses. And 7-2 second choice We Miss Artie and John Velasquez flying down the outside. And We Miss Artie gets up to take the photo by a nose. Harry's Holiday holds on for second by a head over Coastline for a sweep by Keeneland Sells graduates. We Miss Artie by Windstar Farm Stag and Artie Schiller clocked in 152-1. A maiden winner on turf at Saratoga, We Miss Artie captured the Grade 1 Dixiana Breeders' Futurity last fall. And the Todd Pletcher trainee gets back on Poly Track after finishing a well-beaten 8th in the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth Stakes. The colt was bred in Ontario by Richard Lister. We Miss Artie has earned $609,000 for Kenneth and Sarah Ramsey. The colt was consigned by Cara Bloodstock, Bernard McCormick agent, to the 2012 Keeneland September yearling sale, where he was purchased by the Ramseys for $90,000. Kentucky Derby points leader We Miss Artie, the Keeneland Sells graduate of the week. Coming up, a Baffert Exacta in the Sunland Derby.
Discover beautiful Ocala, Marion County, horse capital of the world. I'm Valerie Daly. Let me show you all our area has to offer. Here are a few recent listings. Laurel Mead, Paradise Palms, Dudley Farm, and Marnick. Ocala, Marion County. Come for a visit and you'll see why it's a great place to live.
Thoroughbred. He is not just a racehorse. He is our heart. He is our toil and sweat. He soaks up the bright sunshine, becoming mighty and strong. He feasts on our abundant grass and drinks our mineral-rich water. He is a way of life, our champion. His excellence brings us chills as he competes, inspiring us to greatness. He is our purpose, our soul. He is a Thoroughbred.
Stallions of Shadwell Farm, Hall of Fame member, Inbasor, winner of the Dubai World Cup and Breeders' Cup Classic, now siring stakes horses. Classic winner, Jazzle, a stake sire from a great female family. Brilliant Miler, Dar, Grade 1 winner, and now a graded stake sire. Albertus Maximus, winner of Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile and Don Handicap with outstanding early crops. Shadwell Farm.
There's nothing quite like the sweet smell of classic success. The Keeneland April sale has produced more classic wins in the last 20 years than any other juvenile auction company, including 2013 Belmont Stakes winner Palace Malice. The Keeneland April 2-year-olds in training sale, Monday, April 7th, with preview day Thursday, April 3rd. For 2-year-olds with classic promise, why buy anywhere else?
Time now for the feature race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. It's the 12th running of the Grade 3 Sunland Derby. Bob Baffert sent out the top 2 choices, 9-5 favorite Cheat 2 and 2-1 second choice Midnight Hawk. Here's the call by Robert Geller.
Racing in the Sunland Derby, Global Strike in some bother at the break, got cut out. And showing out is Garin on the inside, Bourbon Eyes, they began the sharpest. And Cheat 2 angling across from the extreme outside, lobs into second spot, and tracked up nicely by Tanzanite at the center. On the outside of them is Midnight Hawk. Global Strike has recovered, and in the center too, Lawley's Gold as they bunch up. Rebranded out, the stretch is caught a bit wide, and the early trailer is going to be Commissioner. There's only about 5 lengths covers the field, and Garin's in front. Garin by a length to Cheat 2, lobbing along nicely in second spot. Midnight Hawk, the stablemate, 1 away third. Tanzanite Cat on the inside, a length and a half to Global Strike. Now starting to stride nicely on the outside in fifth. Back on the rails, Bourbon Eyes. Third last, rebranded, then Lawley's Goal, and the trailer is Commissioner. As they head down the backstretch, and Garin still in front. Garin by 3 parts, but wearing this leader like a glove is Cheat 2 on the outside. And Midnight Hawk stalking in third, 1 away. 1 to Tanzanite Cat. Global Strike, the setter, sent forward and running on. On the outside, Rebranded getting to work, and they've got away. 2 lengths to Bourbon Eyes has dropped out. Commissioner is well back and is starting to wind up now. And last, Lawley's Goal, but Cheat 2 has gone up to take the lead. And Cheat 2 and Midnight Hawk joining Garin. And Midnight Hawk 3 wide, and Mike Smith descend on the leaders. Midnight Hawk on the outside's gone to the front. Cheat 2 in second, Garin under pressure. Rebranded's only 2 behind them, and Global Strike is struggling, but it's a Bob Baffert pair turning in front, and it's Midnight Hawk and Cheat 2 battling this one out with Rebranded running on. Cheat 2 on the inside, back in front. Midnight Hawk the outer, the length of the stretch to separate them. It's Cheat 2 and nose in front. Midnight Hawk coming back on the outside, but Cheat 2 prevailing and drawing away from Midnight Hawk. And it's Martin Garcia and Cheat 2 who will go on and win the Sunland Derby well. Cheat 2 is first.
Bob Baffert trained runners finished 1-2 with Cheat 2 drawing off to defeat Midnight Hawk by 2 1/4 lengths. Martin Garcia aboard in 1:47.4, a 1:03 brisk speed rating. The third winner of the Sunland Derby for Baffert, who teamed up with Garcia to take the 2013 running with Governor Charlie. Undefeated in 2 starts at 2, Cheat 2 stretched out to 2 turns to finish second in the Grade 2 Robert B. Lewis Stakes in his 3-year-old debut. The colt by Henny Hughes was bred in Kentucky by Tom Evans, Macon Wilmill Equines, and Marjack Farms. A $67,000 Keeneland September yearling turned $300,000 OBS March 2-year-old. Cheat 2 has earned nearly $502,000 for Tenmar Corporation. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture.